autism cure? Well, I'm going to get into all that in a minute, plus more, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the Ask Me World. My name is Dan and I have autism and ADHD. I make weekly videos all about this kind of stuff, so if you're new around here and you want to learn more, so remember to hit the subscribe button by clicking that notification bell down below, and the little bar says subscribe, make sure to hit that. Guys, Chinese scientists have said that they've developed a shot that cures autism. Okay, we're going to unpack all of this right now. I mean, this is just a crazy headache, and it's... what the heck? Guys, I just want to say thank you to today's video sponsor, which is Brillia. Now, Brillia is a non-prescription, non-addictive homeopathic medication, and I use it for my ADHD because it's perfect for enhancing clarity, reducing irritability, anxiety, stress, and impulsivity, which is typically what you get when you have ADHD. And it's just these little tabs that you pop one into your tongue 4 or 5 times a day over the space of like 3 or 4 weeks, and you'll see a difference. But you obviously have to keep on taking it to see that difference. If you are interested, Brillia has Brillia for children and Brillia for adults, which is kind of dope. If you are interested, make sure to check out with your doctor first. Make sure it's safe to take for you. And I can give you a 15% discount using the code ASPY15 and using the link in the description down below. Awesome. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so we always hear these outlandish claims that, like, you know, scientists to kill the cure for autism. Really, let's just be very clear here. Autism is a neurodevelopmental neurological condition, which is something that happens to your brain as it kind of fusing together. Your neurological path kind of slightly fused differently to the average neurotypical person. Now, this is something you can't really reverse, right? But it's something that's genetically inherent. It just happens. It's who you are. It's part of your DNA. It is you. So to say that you have a cure for autism is, one, an outrageous claim, because unless you're doing micro, nano brain surgery on neurons, then I'm not entirely sure how you're going to do this. So to cure it is obviously a very big statement, but what is actually meant? Like, we're understanding that, you know, autism can't be cured, so what are these people talking about? So there was an article published on SciTech Daily's website that said that they've seen reduction in hyperactivity within mice when using certain sodium blockers. Now, sodium is basically salt, and not table salt, not sodium chloride, but sodium is a salt that's in the body, and it's very prevalent in the body, and you need that because what happens is salt moves around and gives you these neuron impulses, which causes like motor neurons, which are kind of, you know, what happens in your muscles and makes you move. So using sodium blockers, you can control certain neuron function, which I can understand to a degree. But in terms of saying that mice showed less hyperactivity than mice who didn't have this shot, it's kind of like, well, is that autism? Like, can we just be frank here for a second? Mice, how do you know if a mouse is autistic or not? You can't say, well, this mouse is autistic, so I'm going to, you know, this is definitive proof that this works. That's garbage. You can't say that a mouse has autism because you can't interview the mouse. You can't test the mouse to prove that its brain is working like an autistic person's brain. So to have a shot or a medicine developed to cure autism is a very far-fetched from what's actually happening. The next thing is, not everybody with autism is hyperactive. Where are they pulling this crazy bogus fact out from? Because the mice showed, you know, reduction in hyperactivity, it doesn't mean anything. You know, it just because an article was published saying that they, you know, reduced hyperactivity in mice doesn't mean it's anything to do with autism. One of the most interesting things is you'll see these headlines time and time again. There'll be spectacular headlines. You know, that we can cure this, we can cure that. And in actual fact, it's just the papers trying to sell the paper to you, trying to sell the idea to you that there's this amazing thing that they've got, you know, this, wow, curing autism. Kind of like saying, you know, cured the common cold. They'll put this loose framework out saying that they did this thing. But when you actually look into it, like it did with the mice in this Chinese study from SciTech Daily, there's very little to actually go on here. I mean, to reverse hyperactivity in mice, that's not really curing autism. And at the end of the day, if they knew anything about autism, the hyperactivity part only affects a handful of people on the autism spectrum. And more often than not, only people who have ADHD and autism comorbidly, which is not all the time ADHD is going to give you actual physical hyperactivity. You know, sometimes it's brain and thought function of hyperactivity. There's a whole can of worms here. There's a whole thing that I would love to get into. I want to know your kind of thought process on this. Do you think that newspapers and media should be allowed to say cures autism when there's actual no hard evidence there? Or do you think it's okay to have sensational headlines? Like, I'd love to know. Let me know. Which team are you on? Sensational headlines or Definitely not. Pop in a comment down below. I read every comment and respond to every one, and I want to open this discussion. Now, if you think this video is really interesting, give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. I've left another video right here for you to check out after this one because I think you'd really enjoy it. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.